And like I said, it's not really a prediction, it's more of a spoiler. So, if you don't want to know how the Premier League's going to finish this season, if you want me to just completely spoil the whole 38 games of each team this season, then don't watch this video. So in 20th place, I've gone with Sheffield United. 3rd place, but I'm going with Arsenal. Obviously it's out to 2 teams, Man City and Liverpool. And the team that I've chose to win the Premier League is...
So yeah, I made a video about a year ago. It was one of my first videos on this YouTube channel. I can't even believe this channel's over a year old. I haven't posted nowhere near enough on it, only recently I have. But who was to fucking predict everything that was to happen this season? A global pandemic, football being cancelled, literally sports as a whole being cancelled. Obviously the season stopped in about, I can't remember the exact month, I really should have done a bit of research, fuck me, about February, March, let's just say it felt like years ago. But literally the season has just ended a few weeks ago, and I actually forgot I'd done this video, and I thought, you know what, let me react to what I thought has happened, thought I'd give it a little watch, and yeah, let's get into it. So first off, in 20th place, I went for Sheffield United.
See, I don't do if, buts and maybes, I do absolutes.
Oh no, I know, it was so bad, I know, it was such a bad choice. The only thought process I really had behind choosing Sheffield United for 20th place was the sheer fact, I actually didn't know, because I don't follow the Championship religiously, so I didn't know like that they were doing well until towards the end of the Championship season. I looked at the transfers and stuff like that before I made the video, and I saw they signed, like, I've got them here, Phil Jagielka, Lees Mousset from Bournemouth, which is alright, Dean Henderson on loan from Man United, he was probably one of the better ones, but you can't think that that's going to get them in from the Championship into the top 10 of football. Obviously they finished 9th, and yeah, I got this one wildly wrong. Where did you think Sheffield United were going to finish though? I bet you didn't fucking say 9th, and if you did, you're chatting shit, unless you're a Sheffield United fan. Anyway, moving on into 19th, I went for Newcastle United. Again, a few positions off this one. They finished 13th, I chose 19th. I don't know, I thought a lot of things were stacked against them with the appointment of Steve Bruce. I didn't think a lot of people backed him, including Newcastle United fans, sorry. Also the owners of the club. There's very little hope for that club when Mike Ashley is the owner, and that is basically all I saw, because I wouldn't class Newcastle as a yo-yo club, not quite like Norwich, you will get onto in a bit, etc. But they do flirt with relegation a lot, and that's why I thought they were going to go down again this season. And then the last team I thought was going to get relegated was Brighton Hove Albion. Now, I didn't get this one too far off. Obviously, they finished 15th instead of 18th. Fair play to Brighton for staying up, man, because I think they've done a phenomenal job getting into the Premier League, becoming, you know, a sort of a base Premier League club, and they stayed in another season, which is always good, because they're going to get another year of whatever the Premier League money is going to be this year. Going to be able to make further additions to the squad, and hopefully, for them, get another season in the Prem, so well in Brighton. Next, we move into one that I was actually very close with, but based on the margins of what these positions mean, it was miles off. Bournemouth, I predicted them to finish 17th. They finished 18th. So like I said, only one position off, but because of what those positions mean, it's basically miles off. Bournemouth, mate, actually one that I'm quite sad to hear about going down and you know, see going down, because they were really like a fairy tale club. They really made everyone feel like, you know, like especially all the lower clubs, like becoming a Premier League club is possible. And Eddie Howe, the manager, took them there from League 2, been there with them his whole career. Obviously he's no longer the manager, and yeah, it's a shame to see them go down, but hopefully we can see them go back up. I wish us all the best of luck for the next season, Bournemouth FC. Moving into 16th, a team that I massively overly hyped going into the season, Norwich City. Actually thought they were going to do well, thought that they could maybe remove that curse of being that yo-yo club that they're known for being. Thought they made a few good signings. Pookie looked like fucking Messi in the first month of the season, so like that's crazy. They played Liverpool on the first day as well, funnily enough, so I thought, you know what, like they're looking decent, they're looking quite good. Maybe they have enough to just stay up, and obviously this video was recorded before that game, but the signings alone were good enough on top of the season that they'd had previous. But no, they finished bottom. It was unbelievable, mate, how off a lot of people was with Norwich. I think a lot of people thought they were going to do much better than what they did. So moving into 15th place, I went with Burnley. Now obviously they finished 10th, and listen mate, I actually didn't give Burnley 15th in the intention of that being like a poor position or trying to underrate them in any way. I was actually praising them for stuff that they've done previous under Sean Dyche. I think he's a terrific manager. You know, we got them into Europe a few seasons ago, which was unbelievable, and I think getting them into the top 10 this season is another great achievement. He is a phenomenal manager. Burnley are always such a difficult team to beat, so I was not at all in any way disrespecting Burnley by giving them 15th. You just never quite know with them, but 10th place, well done Burnley. Moving into 14th place, a team that at one point in the season actually looked like they could have been going down to the Championship themselves, but ended up picking it back up towards the dead end. Obviously made a great signing in Danny Ings. Yes, I am talking about Southampton. 14th place, they finished in 11th place, so 3 positions off, not too bad. And again, the signings of like Danny Ings, obviously from Liverpool, great signing. So happy to see Danny Ings doing well. I always thought he could do that at Liverpool, just the injuries stopped him, man. And I think maybe if he didn't have those injuries from the second clock came in, he could have actually had a chance of being a Liverpool number 9. He's been phenomenal, and Southampton, you've got yourselves one hell of a striker for next season. Well done to Southampton, always a great club to have in the Premier League. 13th place, now one club that underachieved compared to what I thought they were going to do. I put Aston Villa, they ended up finishing 17th. Overall, you've got to give that a good season, just staying up in general. I thought they were going to do a little bit better, because one thing I liked about their summer transfer window specifically was the fact they were bringing in loads of little key signings that they needed, improving all over the pitch. They weren't just going out and spending a big chunk of money on one player that could have been an easy flop, and then they've still got just a bunch of championship players around them. And yeah, obviously you've got to talk about players like Jack Grealish as well, how quality he's been from literally the second they went down into the Championship. And that club have done well in staying in the Premier League. They deserve to be in the Premier League, Aston Villa, whether you like them or not. I have mixed opinions on them, but they deserve to be in the Premier League, mate. You know, that's the more known for that. Anyway, for 12th place, I went for West Ham United. They finished 16th, so again, 3 positions off. But I wouldn't say that's too bad again. West Ham, just always a club that I feel will finish in and around that spot. West Ham was still in that relegation battle this season, so as much as I want to sit here and say, yeah, you know, they're mid-table, this season they was in that relegation battle, and that's because the bottom end of that table was so close. So they got away with it this season. Now they need to start making some real crucial signings, some real big improvements at that club, because since that stadium change, I just don't think it's worked for them. And then the last team for the bottom half of the table, 11th place, I went for Crystal Palace. These finished 14th, actually lower than what I thought they were going to. Yeah, man, not bad. I think Crystal Palace, solid season. You know, can they keep on to Wilfried Zaha? That's always a big question for every transfer window for them. Obviously, they've got other good players as well. And Crystal Palace, you know, a club that I have got very mixed feelings for based on the very shit times they gave Liverpool. You have got to give the homage to Roy Hodgson, because mate, I thought when he joined Liverpool, I never thought he had a chance of being a Premier League manager again, because that was fucking woeful. We would have got relegated under Roy Hodgson, and now he's making Crystal Palace look like soon enough, with a few improvements, they could compete for Europe. Now we move into the top 10. Watford, I chose them to finish 10th. I thought they were going to finish in the top half of the table. Actually, I don't do if, buts and maybes. I do absolute. Thought they had the quality, thought they had the players, just always thought they'd been a stable club. Didn't quite see the cracks that they obviously had within that squad. And yeah, man, they finished all the way in 19th, and it's crazy, because it's sad to see players like Troy Deeney, who's really built really built himself up as a true captain and a character in the Premier League over the time that Watford have been here, and now they're going back down to the Championship. So it's a shame that he's not going to be able to end his time at that club in the Prem. Watford, unlucky. Now 9th place. Now, do you know what's crazy about this position? I think before the pandemic hit and before everything kind of shut down and football stopped, I think this was a bad choice before everything hit. But then when the pandemic came and they came back from football, this team just couldn't quite grasp the form that they had before. Yes, I am talking about Leicester City. I thought they were going to finish 9th, and they ended up finishing 5th. Europe, brilliant. But I still think if they could have kept the form they had before the pandemic hit and football stopped, they could have got top 4. They looked unbelievable. It's only a question of what could have been if that never happened, but European football is still great for that club 100%. Now we move into 8th, Wolverhampton. They finished 7th, so again, not bad, only 1 position off. Obviously, again, that's the difference between not getting Europe and getting Europe, but not bad still nonetheless, do you know what I mean? I still think that's okay. But I want to ask you a question. Do you think Wolves are kind of like the championship version of Man City? And I'm not having a dig at anyone, but you've just got to think, are these clubs going to be where they are at without the money being put into the club? No, they're not. Is this fair on other clubs? I don't know. Like, I just don't know if I agree with the way these clubs run it. Like, I know Liverpool spends a lot of money, but I don't think it's excessive. And I also think, based on the history of the club and stuff like that, I think it's kind of, it's fair. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Now we move into the top 7. 7th, I chose Manchester United. Manchester United, yeah, and they finished 3rd. They ended up doing well better. And again, before the pandemic hit, I think that could have been a shout. But then they signed Bruno Fernandes, and I don't know, he just gets penalties every game. Nah. In all seriousness, Man United do look much better with Bruno Fernandes. Overall as a team, they look better. Yes, there is still mega improvements to be made, but I still think nonetheless, you know, that's a great season, man, to end up getting top 4. And then 6th, this is an absolute fucking stinker. I really gave Everton a lot of hope this season. Everton, I gave you so much hope. I don't know, like, you've had a few promising transfer windows since. I even thought this transfer window was promising, but no, it's just, you've finished 12th. I thought you were going to get Europe. You fucked me up on this one, Everton. You fucked me up, really. I backed you, and you didn't fucking back me. 5th, I went with Chelsea. Now, they finished 4th. Again, 1 position difference, but with the meaning of what it actually means between 5th and 4th. This is not that good of a choice. I thought Chelsea were going to get Europe, and they got fucking Champions League. Who could have thought? And I thought I was being nice putting them in 5th. Chelsea, just appointed Frank Lampard, they had a transfer ban, they had everything against them to not have a good season. Now, I don't know what they can achieve. Obviously, you've got to wait for the next predictions video, but fuck me, they've signed Werner, they're linked with next, you know, fucking left, right and everyone. They're linked with fucking everyone. God knows what the ceiling is for Chelsea and Frank Lampard, but mate, that was a great first season, and we got Champions League football. Class. And then we move into the top 4. Now I'm going to just talk about these 2 clubs at once. First off, Tottenham. I thought they were going to finish 4th, and they finished 6th. Season previous, they were in the Champions League final with Mauricio Pochettino. Now, they're in the Europa League qualifiers with Jose Mourinho. Arsenal. I chose them to be 3rd, and they finished 8th. Finished below Tottenham again, signed Mikel Arteta, and now it's just all one big confusion heap of shit. However, they actually did have a decent little pick up towards the end of the season, and will be playing Liverpool in the Community Shield, and you know, and won the FA Cup. So fair play to Arsenal in that sense. But in the Premier League, you just fucked it though, like royally fucked it. And then we move into the 2 positions I actually got right. Number 2, 2nd place, Manchester City, and numero 1, your champion, Liverpool FC. Ah, lad, we're the champions of everything. We're the champions of England, we're the champions of Europe, we're the champions of the world. And quite frankly, even though I was so confident that I was going to get all these predictions right, if you watch the video, you will see the confidence oozing through my chest. I genuinely don't give a fuck that I didn't got any of these right. That was the only one I cared about, was Liverpool first, mate. That was the only prediction I wanted right in this whole video, and I'm sure you can understand that with me being a Liverpool fan. But, I don't know, let me know in the comments down below. Don't say that you got anything close to what that table ended up being, mate. But let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your maddest predictions and stuff like that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want to see more. Love yous all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Ta-da.